Good morning, gang. Happy Saturday morning. It's going to be a fun one around here because I finally get to go seal my pond. There you go. Uh, Work. What else is new? Which brings me to a point I wanted to make this morning. If you asked somebody with common sense to define a prepper, one of the terms that would be used certainly is hardworking. Uh, I've never met a prepper. I've never met a lazy prepper in my life. Okay, let's put it that way. Most of us work pretty much nonstop. Okay, and I mean, when I say work, it could be your regular 9 to 5 job or whatever, and then you come home and, gee, what am I going to do this evening? Well, I've got to can some ground beef, and I've got to build this, and I've got to fix this, and yada da da da, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's 24/7 nonstop. And finally, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, it's dark. I'm exhausted. You hit your chair, you hit the couch, and you just go, okay, 15 minutes to relax till I go to bed and do it all over again. Yeah. We have to stop that. Okay. And we have to think about this in an SHTF event too. Now, we all know we have no idea what is going to be the kicker. Okay, what's going to happen? What's going to be the event that we all have to live through? Is it going to be economic collapse? Is it going to be war? Is it going to be nuclear war? What's it going to be? We don't know. Okay, we know there's something coming, and with everything going on in the world right now, we just get a little bit closer to midnight. But the thing is, and you have to think about other people too, your spouse, your kids, your whatever. The idea is to live, not to survive. Okay. Obviously you want to survive, but you want to have a life too. Just making it to tomorrow is no sort of life. That's why I still think there's going to be a whole lot of people that decide they don't want to walk this earth anymore and take matters into their own hands, because they just see it as surviving. What's the point? If all I'm doing is busting my ass to find something to eat so I can bust my ass to find something to eat tomorrow, what's the point? And I mean, that's what most of the normies are going to go through. And they're going to finally just give up. Okay? And that's probably where your population control is going to come from. All right. There's going to be a lot of people that just say, to hell with it, this isn't worth it. We plan, we get ahead of the game, we prep, what do you know? So we start thinking about what can we do to have a enjoyable life, as enjoyable as it can be in world chaos, okay? Because do we want to be in a situation where all we're doing is scrambling day in and day out to survive? No, we want to be able to live. We want to be able to impart knowledge on our kids or whatever would be. We want to be able to share. And you go back to, say, the 1700s, the 1800s. I mean, before there was telephone and radio and TV and internet and all this sort of stuff. And what did people do? Okay. Sure, there were still pubs, if you will, or whatever, and the guys would go out. Some guys would go out some nights and get drunk. That's not my suggestion. I don't think that's going to be a good idea. But what did they do? The family would get together in the evening and do something. And a lot of times what it was reading the Bible, okay? And reading the stories to, back then you hope somebody in the family could read, okay? But reading the Bible to the rest of the family. And that was the entertainment. That was family time. That was, okay, we're not going to think about plowing the fields and feeding Bessie and hunting nuts and busting our butt, carrying laundry down to the river so we could wash clothes or whatever it was. It's like, okay, we're going to have a peaceful evening. And the kids would all sit very politely and listen to usually Dad, who would read the story. And, Mom would make tea or something for everybody, and everybody warm up and do what they did. We need to look at that and go, okay, in an SHTF situation, because what we're going to wind up with is basically back to a pioneer type way of living, is what are we going to do to decompress? Okay. Prepping's stressful. If you haven't noticed by now, it's stressful what's going on in the world right now. And then we add more to it because you're never done. What are you going to do for you and your family to keep the sanity? Now, we have some advantages. Okay. I know there's people that have said, well, I've got a generator and a DVD player, and I bought DVDs, or I've downloaded movies to my computer or whatever. And sure, that will work for a while. I absolutely agree. And as long as you can keep power to those things, and as long as the computer doesn't die, you're there. Okay. That's one thing, watching movies. But I mean, sure. I mean, we've all probably watched, I don't know, say Die Hard, a Christmas movie many times. But there's a lot of movies that you watch and you go, I just wasted an hour and a half of my life to watch that. You're not going to do that over and over and over again. So things to do that would be important: get a deck of cards, or multiples would be my suggestion. And here's a skill: learn how to play some games. Learn how to play backgammon. Learn how to play cribbage. Learn how to play spades or hearts or euchre or something like that. Yes, I know if you're up in Michigan, it's required by law that you know how to play euchre. But think of that. You're going to need to have the skills and the material that you need to entertain yourself as well. Because it's not all going to be like this all the time. You're going to want to go, I just want to have some fun. I want to sit down at the table with my lemonade or whatever your drink of choice is, available again at the time, okay? And go, okay, let's just get the kids together and maybe we read a book. How many books do you have, stories that you can read to the family? And 1 second after doesn't count. That in an SHTF situation, don't read 1 second after to your family. Okay, just say it. You don't want to freak them out anymore. But, think about when you're getting preps. Entertainment is going to be part of it because you are going to need that escapism from the day-to-day. Otherwise, you will go nuts, guys, okay? How many times have y'all told me, I had to take a break from YouTube. I had to take a break from prepping. In a real SHTF situation, there is no break. You can't go, time out, you know what, I'm tired of this. Can we turn the electricity on for a week so I can just, get back to normal? That ain't happening, okay? So you're going to have to take your breaks in an SHTF when and how you can. Find something that is going to relax you, give you fun. Remember that word? Okay. But not only for you, for others. Things that you can do with others, because we're all going to be pretty tight-knit at the time. And sure, there's going to be some times where you just want to be by myself. Guard duty's a good time for that. Okay. But when you're getting your preps, guys, think about stuff like that. Think about, like I said, chess or checkers or cribbage or backgammon or a deck of cards or something like that. I mean, hell, they're cheap. Learn how to play. They're fun. There's something people can do together, and it will certainly get your mind off of things. Have a good Saturday morning. Pinball out.